Hi and good afternoon. Well, it's a miserable Saturday and I think my camera's on a slant. So you'll have to excuse me if I look a bit sideways, that's a bit better. Oops, now that was me kicking the tripod because, as you can listen, no animals, no people. Very, very quiet here today. The family haven't moved, but they have gone, they're camping out the weekend with the dogs. They've still got a lot of things to do. I mean, they don't have any doors at the moment except one on the bathroom door, which is a good idea really, isn't it? But they decided they'd camp there because they've got a kitchen, got the bathroom. But obviously they've no wardrobes, no anything else, no, not much to sit on, you know. But they're getting there. Well, I've got quite a lot to show you today, actually, after having nothing to show you for ages. This is going to be a bit of a bumper crop. I'll start off with what I'm doing. Well, you knew I was making a sweater for me. I've actually completed the back and the front, and I've even done the neckband and the bottom bit. But as you can see, there are no sleeves yet. This is done in the maple yarn that I got from Kemp's. I think Sue decided it was sweet peppers or something, hot peppers. I can't remember the colour anyway. I've also got some new to me yarn, I should say. One of them you've seen before. I've ordered some more of that. As you know, I just made myself a cardigan in that. It's the Boho Signet Spirit, is it called? Yeah, the Signet Boho Spirit. And this is colour number 6923. I did know its name, but of course it's not on the label. Just got a number. Let me see if this is the bill. 6923 is called Festival. What I'm going to be doing with the Festival is, with black, I aim to make something, oh gosh, you know, I'm so organised, I'm not. I hope that the light doesn't shine on this. I found it shone a bit funny on it last time I made a video. My printer, my ink in my printer, I'll get it straight in a minute, isn't very good, so you'll have to put up with the fadiness. I am not doing the big sleeves though. I did it before with the big sleeves and they were far too wide. You were cleaning all the surfaces of the house as you went along with it. But instead of doing all the multicolours in it, I'm going to attempt, oops, I'll let you know when I start because you know I don't like doing multiple things at once. Doing all the middles in that and the outsides in the black. So the black is just a normal double knit I found in the stash. It's called First Choice. I don't know who it's by. I don't know where I got it from. Not much help, am I? Anyway, you know black double knit's black double knit, isn't it? So that's what I'll be doing. So if it works out, I shall let you see my progress upon it. Right, and I also bought two more of another colour. Where's it gone now? Oh, there it is. This one is 6801. This one, still the same Signet Boho Spirit. And this one is called Indie. I have used this before. I made a shawl, but that's gone and been sold. So, while we're on the subject of sold, thank everybody so much that's been looking in my Etsy shop. I have had a couple of sales and it's been very nice, thank you very much. You're all helping me to get my craft room organised. I think I told you the other day I bought the curtains for it. They're like a pink and purple patchwork. I'm getting there very slowly. Once the family move out, it'll be things done in earnest. I've got two patterns. I showed you this one or not, I can't remember. This one's a Wendy 5836. It's a chunky crochet pattern. So you can either wear it with the cowl up as a hood, or you can make it with the hat. I do hope the light's not glaring on it and you can see it. I never get this lighting right, do I? Oh, by the way, God, I found a little tip on YouTube. You know the circle lights that you're supposed to put behind the camera? They're supposed to shine in your face and illuminate the bags and things like that. Well, they were all too expensive for me. I didn't feel like paying, you know, that kind of money when I've got things to save for. Anyway, there was a guy on YouTube, as usual, doing a cheaper version. And you buy this circular light. I'll show you when it arrives. And you buy like a little clip-on plug, you know, that plugs in somewhere. And it came to, I think it came to about £15 all in all, which is a bit of a change from an £80-odd or £100 light. Now, it won't have a diffuser on it, but that's fine. You can always put a diffuser on, can't you? That's not a problem. The other pattern that I bought was this one. It's done in a 4-ply, which is your fingering if you're in the US. I think it's rather pretty. So that won't be done until the summer, of course, but I just fell in love with the pattern and the shade of it. So we'll see where we're going. No, there's the other one of the indie. I did get an order from Eyeshards, but I mean, you're not going to be overwhelmed because it's all plain. But I got this, it's called the antibacterial, and I got this before. It's in the stash room somewhere, and it's been reduced. So the price that it was, I thought, shame to leave it there, you know, for that kind of price, because I know I can use white and black. I've got black because I've got a pattern in mind for black, because I'm on the crochet for me at the minute. But I'm going to have to stop because I'll be wanting things for the Etsy in a bit. You know, you need to revive it, don't you, to make it look a bit more sparkling. I keep having a go at Sue because she's got more shawls than she knows what to do with. So she should be sorting them out and putting some on Etsy. She doesn't bring them on. I don't know what day she's coming, so it's not going to be mystery. That's a lovely turquoise blue. I hope the colour comes out true, because sometimes my camera changes things. And then I got black as well. So as I said, it's not very exciting, wowie yarn, but it will be very, very useful for me. It's an acrylic, but it does crochet up nicely and it washes nicely. If you remember, I made myself a couple of tops. I made a yellow top, didn't I? And I made, I don't know what colour the other one was now. I think it was like a pinky peachy. Anyway, talking about going through things, I saw this article on Facebook, and I actually forwarded it onto my page, because it was saying like about homelessness and charities and things. And it said, if you just can sort out through your wardrobe, and if you can find one coat that you don't want, you know, if you could donate it to a homeless person. I was getting ready to go out. I've been to the post office to post an order off, and opened the door to get my coat, and the whole coat rack had fallen on the floor. And there was a mountain, ponchos and jackets and whatnot. And I thought, now that is divine intervention, isn't it? Telling me you've been telling other people to look in their wardrobes and see if they've got an extra spare coat. You've obviously got more than one spare coat. So when my son comes back, he's not going to be very happy when I wave the, it's like a piece of wood, you know, with coat hangers on it. When I go, so I've got to sort through that lot. I was going to go through my wardrobes, but I was going to go through them, and the family have moved out, and then I've got more space, you know, to have a good sort out. Because I've been buying one or two new things, as you know, with my velvet fad. And so it's time that I shared a little around. I'm being too selfish, aren't I? Definitely being selfish. I can spare more than a coat, believe me. And not miss it. So it's time I sorted something out, because it's still cold over here. And if people are out on the streets, then they don't have any warm clothes. It can be bitter out there. Admittedly, that my coats and things like that won't be a lot of help to a homeless male. But I also donated a lot of clothes. It'd be about 2 years ago, I think, maybe. Might even be 3, because time flies by, doesn't it? But I donated 14 bags full of clothes and stuff to the Women's Refuge Centre, you know, where women, battered wives or whatever, women go and flee there if they're, you know, victims of domestic violence. Thankfully, I've never been a victim of actual domestic violence, but, you know, I have been on the other end of mental violence, which is arguably similar, you know. He never hit me, but that's by the by. Anyway, when I get off that subject, I don't want to talk about that. I was going to say something else then, and it's just gone by me. Nope, can't remember. Anyway, I've been shopping. Oh, I got some buttons. Ooh. I don't know whether you can see them without me taking them out. You know, I've been waiting them for years, of course, because they came from Hong Kong or China or wherever it was from. But they are quite pretty. They're green. I think they're all the same design. Yeah, green. All because I couldn't find a green button that I liked. You know how it goes, don't you? And I still haven't found a button for my jazzy cardigan that I made, you know, in the wool I've just shown you. Because I can't get into the carriage. Patience, Janet, patience. All will be okay very, very soon. I managed to do all these months. I think I can do a little bit longer. Right, well, I got 2 magazines while I was in there, and as you can see, you and I are both going to be looking at them at the same time, because I haven't even opened them. So let's have a quick look. Sorry about the noise. I should have opened them first, shouldn't I? Well, this one, oh, that's pretty. It's just an advert for Derrimals, but it's pretty. This one is the Inside Crochet, and it is, oh, it's issue something over. Well, for once my glasses won't clash with what I'm wearing. As you can see, I've got my purple velvet trousers on as well, by the way. Oops. Does help if you don't poke your eye out, doesn't it? Right, back to where we were. It's issue 86, and it's got a rather pretty flower. I don't know whether it's a shawl or what. Well, we shall find out when we look inside. And it's got a free gift, which are findings, I believe. It looks like rings and hooks and different things. I don't know whether they're for jewellery or... Well, they're brooch backs. I know what they are. I'm not sure what they are. They're called hooks. It might reveal when we get into the book. Anyway, let's have a quick look at what we've got in store today. I'll warn you now, I've set the timer so if it goes bzzz, you'll know we're getting a bit long. Because I knew I was going to be waffling today, so I thought I'd do that. Oh, that's advertising Wonderwool in Wales in 2017. Which is not a lot of help if you're living in the US. But we have this when you keep saying about you're going to Stitches West, Stitches East, wherever. Yeah, Wonderwool in Wales 2017. It's on the 22nd and the 23rd of April. In the Royal Welsh Showground in Blyth, Wells. Oh, I don't know where it is. No idea, can't speak Welsh. I should do because I spent a year there when I was 7, but I never learned anything. Right, that's just again advertising books, you know, for little animals and things. Right, let's get to the nitty-gritty of what we've got in it. Who have we got here? A lady called Rosina Northcott. She's obviously into granny squares. Well, that's I think you've all seen this on Facebook, the little octopus, you know, for the newborn preemie babies. Apparently they like to cuddle them, so I've done hats and coats and cardigans and things for previous, but I've never done, you know me and amigurumis, I'm just hopeless. Oh, those are just little gift ideas to get people for Valentine's Day. You know, mugs and... I don't think a hot water bottle cover with a teddy on it is an ideal Valentine's present, but you never know, do you? Oh, Crochet Yourself Calm. Well, I do that all the time, but that's a book called Crochet Yourself Calm. I think I did have... Oh, what happened there? I think I did have a look at the book, but it just wasn't, you know, me. I prefer to make garments and things. I'm just not into a lot. Oh, that is so pretty. I'm not saying I would do it, because there's a lot of work involved in it, but it does look pretty, doesn't it? It just says accessories. Oh, it's a scarf. Van Gogh scarf. Or Van Gogh, if that's the way you pronounce it. I was always taught it was Van Gogh. Oh, here we go again with silly photos. Look. It's a photograph of a bangle and a pair of earrings, but you wouldn't notice, would you? That one is Scarlet Cardigans. It's very sort of 70s looking, isn't it, with the lampshade? Or late 60s, whatever. Tweed mitts. Now, I must have to admit I don't like that. It's an overskirt, isn't it, over a... I don't mind overskirts, but I like them a bit, not quite so tight as that, yeah. Oh, forget-me-not jewellery, that's probably why we've... Look at that, little tiny thing and 2 little earrings and a big page of somebody wearing a yellow sweater. I'm really not into doing crochet jewellery. That one's a granny shrug. Hopefully we'll show the back somewhere else. And this one is a tweed top. Obviously to match the tweed mittens further on. My space today is Rianne Drinkwater chats to Jane Crowfoot, a crochet designer known for her must-hook blankets and stunning crochet along designs. I'm always quite envious when I see these pictures though, when they've all got lovely studios and it looks a really tranquil place to sit and do your crochet, doesn't it? Hopefully mine will look good one day. What's this one called? The Heart Blanket. I mean, for those of you who love blankets, that's nice. I just don't do them. Beer and Crisps cushions. It's supposed to be like a beer and packet of crisps, I presume. Oh my goodness. I'm looking at the sweater thinking that's crocheted and it's patterns for the flowers. Do you know, I wish they'd just show the flowers in the vase and I've done with it. Baby hats, animal hats and things. And that, would you believe, is a pattern for the actual mobile there in the corner. See what I mean about these photographs? If you're with me before, you remember I was showing you that knitting book and the pictures there were so much better. They were actual pictures of whatever you were supposed to be looking at. I mean, these aren't bad because it actually shows you what you're supposed to be looking at, which is the socks and the scarf or stole or whatever it is. Oh, it says it's a shawl. So we shall see. Yeah, I'm doing that granny square, hopefully, in that random yarn, so it's like a lazy way of doing granny squares without having to, you know, sort of darn in thousands of ends, isn't it? Yeah, that's the Scarlet Cardigan. I mean, I don't mind the style of that. See what else we've got here. I don't know whether it might be my personal choice, but that's just not me. If I wear short sleeves, they tend to be more summery. Tweed mitts. As you can see, tweed mitts. That's the next one. Yeah, it's called a new leaf skirt. A floaty overskirt, perfect for teaming up with a soft linen layer underneath, but I think it looks a bit tight. Is it me? Does she look a bit strained in that? A bit stretched. Oh, it does show the back of the Bolero. That's the back of the Bolero. I don't like the ones that are too, they don't have any fronts, you know, they're just shoulder covers. I suppose the young ones like them, but... Oh, that's just showing you the flowers, art yarn flowers. Yeah, the Van Gogh scarf is pretty, isn't it? I like the colours of it. I wouldn't do it, there's such a lot of work in that. I wouldn't want it for myself, and I wouldn't do it for anybody else unless it was a niece or something. Far too much work. Well, that's for jewellery, I'm not into that. Flamingo couple. I don't know whether they're toys or what they are. Heart stripe socks. Should be getting near the end now, there wasn't many more patterns, were there? Oh, that was the lace flower shawl, wasn't it? Just a rather holy granny square. Lacy, I should say, not holy. So the forget-me-not jewellery, I mean, it's all probably to do with those finders that you give them free, isn't it? That's what's in next month's. So I'm sort of... Now, why couldn't they have shown that mobile closer up on the main picture? It's quite pretty, isn't it? But you can't tell what it was like before. That's the hearts blanket, I've shown you that one before. That's what it looks like. It's all spread out with its tassels on. That's the baby hat. It's cute, isn't it? No babies to make hats for, so not keen on that one. Animal Magic hat. Well, you can see. I wish I had a camera that has something that I could look at what you're looking at, and then I would know which way I was waving the books around. That's talking about spinning. I mean, I know a lot of you are interested in that, but that's just one thing I've never had any interest in. It's never really floated me boat, or whatever you want to call it. I've never had a yen to do it. That would be my least. You know, when you've got a list of things you would like to put on your bucket list and stuff, that would be the last one on mine. What I would like to do, I've seen a course advertised, but it was quite expensive, an online course. I cannot do freeform crochet. My mind does not work on freeform. But there's a course, I don't know, it's Annie's who's doing it, but it's been reduced to £20 odd. But I can't, my mind doesn't go freeform, my mind's rigid. My mind goes rectangle, squares. Sue is quite good at, you know, sort of wandering off the, you know, seeing a shape and wandering off it. I'm not. Wouldn't do for us all to be alike, would it? Yeah, I like their flowers and that. I'd never make them because I don't like fiddly things. But they are pretty, aren't they, the colours? It's just an advert for Darren Morse. Right, I'm going to annoy you now by ripping open this one. If I can rip it open, has it got a little ripper? No, it doesn't. I'm going to have to... Hold on. It does, I think. Is that what I'm going to have to... No. I'm going to have to use my scissors. Or skizzers, as my son used to call them. Can I have the skizzers? When he asked him why he was calling it skizzers, he said, well, it's SC. Sk. Can't fault a kid for logic, can you? Kids have got more logic than we do. It's like when he was little, it was an umbrella. I said, no, it's an umbrella. No, it's an underbrella, because you go underneath it. Kids' logic, brilliant. Oh, look at that. I've got a unicorn tape measure. That's sweet. Ooh. Jane Crowfoot. Now, that's what I was showing you in the other book. They were showing her studio, weren't they? This is a little booklet for beaded crocheting. Again, that's something I've never done. I mean, I don't mind a little bit beading. you know, like on a bag or something. But I definitely wouldn't do a heavily beaded whatever. That would be just too far out for me. Oh, it does show you how to do it actually. It's quite a good little booklet. I suppose you'd have to, you know, looking at the little flowers with little beads on. Quite attractive. Yeah, I wouldn't do, you know, I'd buy something with beads on. Because I'm into that indigo moon stuff at the moment. The jackets with the... I keep bidding on them, but then they keep going too expensive, so I let them go. I'll get one day. I will get one. Now this one is Crochet Now. I don't know whether this has got a number on it or not. Issue number 11, yeah. Oh, we've got another little thing inside it saying, oh, it's for ready cut. It's just called knitting and crochet. It's just showing you what, it's like a catalogue, showing you what they sell and patterns you can buy and the yarn, I presume. Ready cut used to be a real name too. You know, years ago when I was young, they used to have shops on the high street. Ready cut yarns, ready cut wools. They used to do a lot of rugs. I mean, I started a rug when I was engaged. My aunt made it in the end and gave it me for a wedding present. I only did a little bit of it. The idea when we were sitting in saving up money, you know, watching the TV and not going anywhere, that we would hook this rug between us. You know, it seemed like a good idea at the time, but my fiance fell out of love with it after about 2 rows, and I wasn't long after when I joined him. I think I did about that much, about 4 inches of it. And then my aunt, when I was getting married, my aunt said to me, "Did you ever do that rug?" I said, "No." She said, "Well, have you got all the yarn?" I went, "Yeah." They were little round cut things, you know, they were already cut, you just latch tuck them in. She said, "Give it me, I'll finish it for you." And so she gave it me for a wedding present, which was rather nice. I had it in the bedroom for a long, long time, even though it didn't go with any of my decor. Right, so let's have a little look what's in this book here. Oh, it's advertising some new yarn called Toscana Aran. Oh, it's asking you to make some chicks for a children's charity. Knitting or whatever chicks. Oh, there's a lady keeps asking me about some Kinko yarn. She said it was thick and thin and it's got bubbles on it. And I honestly do not remember. You know, knitting with it, crocheting with it or anything. I can't bring it to mind. So if any of you can help this lady out that keeps asking me what this wool is, I have no idea. If I was one who've used it, please let me know because I have not got a clue. I don't usually buy anything with bubbles and lumps on it, so doesn't sound like me. Oh, by the way, my lost parcel that's on its way to America is finally on its way. It must have been stuck somewhere in London because it kept saying it was on its way to Chicago. But it was on its way to Chicago from the 13th of December. And it only arrived in Chicago on the 23rd or something of January. So where it's been, I don't know. I hope they've reprimanded whoever hid it or shoved it at the bottom of a bag or something. Right, this is the Esme shawl. My youngest great-grandchild is called Esme. I'm sure you really wanted to know that, didn't you? Peacock Feathers Cushion. I love the colours. But it's all done in separate colours, this one. Again, I wouldn't make cushions because my little, you know, why did I call him Chi-Chi then? Chi-Chi. Gets his little feet caught in, things like that. That's called the Kaleidoscope Blanket. Very, very sort of 60s colours, that, isn't it? My whole house and sofa and everything was done in orange and brown when I first got married. That was back in 1968, so it was very 60s. This one is My Life in Colour. Now, I do admire people who can use colours really well. She's called Lena Fedotova, I think she's called. Probably murdered her name, but never mind. But I do like that. And that's nice, isn't it? I hope you can see everything. I hope I'm not tilting it so you can't see. As I said, sadly I won't know until I play the video back. Purplish diamond, whoops, sweater. That's one of this lady's sweaters, that Lena, whatever. Can't say her last name. But it's one of hers. Percival Peacock. He's not got many feathers, has he? Percival Bald Peacock. Got a cute little face though. It wouldn't have if I made it, of course. But I was watching OVW, One Virtuous Woman, on YouTube the other day. She's made a really lovely dolly. But it's got a lot of work in it. I don't know whether she's going to do a tutorial or she's just going to sell them. But it was a very nice dolly. That's a jewellery roll. I'm afraid I would need a very, very long roll for all of my necklaces. Oh, this is the guide to yarn subbing. I presume they mean how to substitute yarns. I do it all the time without thinking about it. Again, that's showing you the new wools that are coming out, and I suppose I've just done the bangles just to show you what they're going to look like made up. They're usually quite expensive, although they don't say the prices on these. Oh yeah, they do. There's one for Norro. It's going to be £16.75 for 100 gram. But that Schkage's Secret Garden, that's £4.39 from the Wool Warehouse. But it's a 50 gram ball. And Sublime Sophia, that's £7.49 from Deramores. And again, that's a 50 gram ball. So those are the ones. As I said before, I don't mind paying a little bit extra for yarn for myself, but I just price myself out of the market when I'm trying to sell anything. That's called the Moonstone Hat. That one is Tulips from Amsterdam. So, still in on a 5mm needle, and it doesn't tell you what. We don't put numbers on our yarn, you know, like 1, 2, 3, 4. So it's a bit difficult to get. Oh, and that's Jane Crowfoot again, who was doing the beaded stuff in here. That's a mystery blanket. As soon as I didn't start it, and I'm not likely to start it, it is looking very nice though, isn't it? Very pretty. If I was a blanket person. This is Pearly Queen. Little summer top for a little girl. What does it go to? It goes from 0 to 3 months up to 2 to 3 years. So that's not bad, is it? Usually they only have a couple of sizes. Oh, Toft Talk. She does this every month in here. She's obviously talking about alpacas this month, I mean. They're really weird looking creatures. Have you seen them close up? I saw some when we went up to Woolfest one year, and you know, they stare at you like, they look so weird. They've got this little pom-pom top, not when they've been sheared. Yeah. There's robots. Robot mummy, robot daddy and robot baby. Dragon's Lair shawl. Yeah, that's done in drops lace on a 3.5 hook. No idea what it is. I think it's a H, I think, I'm not sure. Little luxuries. Now they're all going to be very expensive yarns, aren't they? Norro Silk Garden 4 ply, £8.99. Yeah, they're very pretty, very, very pretty yarns. But they're all a little bit pricey for me to use for other people. Yeah. Shine bright like a diamond. That said, it's easy peasy. Oh, those look nice and warm. Ground frost mitts. It's in 4-ply, that's fingering. Sock weight. 2.5 hook. Again, I've got to make some mittens for a lady who's disabled. I make her a pair every year. My friend's mum. That's cute. It's a book club, so the pattern's not in this magazine. Little sheep mobile. That reminds me of Erin. Give me Al 418. She loves her sheep. Oh, that's sweet. What's it called? Ombre Baby sleeping bag. It's done in like a waffle stitch. It's nice, that. And chunking it. Merino wool. No, I wouldn't use merino wool. I'm sorry for a baby. And that's some more wardrobe for Daisy May. There must have been a pattern for Daisy May in one of the first magazines. And every month they put some more clothes in for her. My niece apparently, not my niece, my great niece is apparently towing her dolly round in a basket on wheels at the minute. She doesn't want a dolly's pram, she wants this basket on wheels. We all have our crosses. Right, that's advertising a book called Knit Now, for those of you who are, what do they call it, bi-stitchual, yes. I am a bit, but I love knitting, don't get me wrong, but I just find it hard to do these days. A retro square pin cushion, if you want to do something like that. I find that they're not really tight pin cushions, the pins go right inside them. And a harlequin bag. And I think that's, it's how to read a pattern, which is useful for quite a lot of people. I think patterns scare a lot of people. They look at them and they see all this church one, you know, and and they just go, ooh. Right, oh, I don't think I like that. That's in the next issue. Looks like something you hold the flowers up with in the garden, doesn't it? Like, you know, keep the birds off. No, I don't think that would be me at all. I would be hung up on everybody, everything, and every door handle. Right. Yarn Stash Diaries. I mean, we're getting a little bit fed up with these cozies, aren't we now? I think we've been mug cozied to death. And for those of you who like to buy patterns, those are Serda's latest patterns. I don't know whether the little legs on these horses or whatever they are move because they've got buttons on. Whether they're just sewn on with buttons. Yep. Another advert for Deramores. Well, I've not got much longer now. I think I've taught myself to death here. Take off my glasses. Just got a little bit of an update. I went to the hospital the other day to see the spinal specialist, and we had all the usual rigmarole, the x-rays, the scans, or whatever you got. And he said it was a different one, different specialist. I wouldn't advise you having an operation at all on your spine. I'm not saying this because you're overweight, I'm not saying this because you're 71, I'm just saying even if you were a slim person and you were in your 30s, I would say no, don't bother. So I said, but why? He said, well, look at your spine. And he showed me the spine. He said, it's just deteriorating. So if I do another operation, take out what was put in already and put different in, all I'm going to be doing is constantly taking one out, putting a bigger one in, taking one out, putting a bigger one in. He said, you can't finish up with the whole rod all the way down your spine because you'd be so handicapped you wouldn't be able to move or do anything. So I said, well, I'm in so much pain. So he said, well, a lot of the pain is actually coming from your hip. Because I'm walking weird with my hip and my knee, it's twisting my spine a bit. So I can understand what he means, because sometimes it does feel as though I've got a twist in my spine. And so he said he's putting me down again for injections in my spine, which, yay, worked last time. But my other spinal surgeon said I couldn't have any more. He said, I don't know why, you can have as many as you want. And he's advised me to get a second opinion on the knee that I've always said was never right. I've got to get a second opinion. Because he said it doesn't look right to him. Although he's not a knee specialist, but looking at it, it doesn't look right. So he's advised me that the only operation I should be thinking about, really, is my hip. But you know what the hip man's going to say? You're too heavy. Lose some weight. I'm not seeing the dietitian again until, I don't know when. Maybe I can try again losing weight when the family have gone and there's just me and I can eat what I want when I want. I'm better if somebody's not picking at me. Somebody's not saying, are you really sure you should be eating that? Or is that bun that you're eating, you know, sticky bun that you're eating, is it low calorie? I'm better off if there's nobody there. I'm my own policeman, if you know what I'm saying. I have this, don't eat it because it's wrong, but I have defiance. If somebody says to me, you shouldn't be eating that, I want it even more. It's a bad bit of my makeup. It's just like I'm a rebel. Well, I'm a rebel. It's just, if somebody tells me not to, or you can't have that, I want it even more. If somebody said to me, you cannot have chocolate, I'd want it all the time. Whereas when there's nobody else in the house, only me, I have chocolate in the fridge that stays in the fridge. I open the door, look at the chocolate and all that. But the reason why I won't leave it in the fridge at the moment is because somebody else would eat it all. And then when I have a moment and I want a bit of chocolate, because I won't deny myself, I don't want to gorge on it, don't get me wrong, but I won't deny myself that little bit of chocolate. And so hopefully when I'm on my own again, I can put my chocolate back in the fridge and it will stay there. My son says, will you stop buying it because I keep eating it? And I said, well, you've got some willpower. Keep telling me I should have willpower. You have some willpower. You don't eat my chocolate. Yeah, but it's there in the fridge and it calls to me. Never mind, eh? Anyway, tonight I'm going to watch a bit of TV. I don't know whether there's anything on that I want to watch. Going to make myself some dinner first of all, and my belly's going to ring at any moment. So I'm getting you to be warned. If you're a bit jumpy, it's going to go brrr any minute now. And then just tonight I'm just going to watch some TV and spread myself out and do some more crochet, I think. And tidy up because I've got a pile of coats in the dining room that I don't. I've put some ready to go to be given away. I've got a coat rack thing, you know, those, you know, you see them in old-fashioned movies, the coat racks with the round with all these hooks on. I've got one of those in the porch, so I've put some of the coats in there that I know I'm not keeping, but I really haven't gone through the others. I can't put them all back in there. He's going to go crazy. He's going to say, no wonder it fell off the wall. There's too much on it. But the thing was, I used to keep my big heavy winter coats, I used to keep them in the wardrobe that was in the spare room. But of course I emptied the wardrobe in the spare room so they could put all their clothes in. So unfortunately the big heavy winter coats got hung up in the pantry. So I think that was the straw that broke the camel's back as far as my little coat rack was concerned. And so I'm going to sort myself out. I need somewhere else to put my ponchos anyway, because I wear those a lot now. I haven't made myself a poncho. Oh, see, it even made me jump then. And I told you to hang on, didn't I? And then it nearly took my breath away. I've never made myself a poncho for many, many, many years. But I've got a lot of, well, the side split ponchos. They're not really ponchos that go over your head. I bought ones I've got that I quite like to wear. They're nice on my scooter. And of course, if I've got Gigi on the front in his carrier, you know, I can't zip a coat up past him without squashing him. So I put myself, you know what I mean. They're not shawls, they're not ponchos, I don't know what they're called. But I put one of those wraps around him anyway, and we go up on the scooter. And I haven't decided yet whether to get a new scooter or not. It all depends on the price, really. If they want to put my money up each month, you know, for the scooter, then I'll probably keep this one I've got. But I want to have a new scooter just because I can, you know what I mean? It'd be nice to have a new one. I've never customised this one, so I might do that with the next one. Might put jazzy things on it, you know, jazz up my basket a bit and stuff like that. Anyway, I'm going to go now. I'm sure I've bored you to death, but at least I had something to talk to you about. Sue is supposed to be coming this next week, but I really don't have any idea when. I'll just have to charge up the camera and wait for her to arrive. And if anything else arrives, I'll show it to you. There's no wool due to arrive, I'll tell you that now. No more yarn. It's all come that's going. So hopefully Sue will have something to show you. I may have a sweater finished for me to show you. And I may have a couple of squares of a granny square jacket to show you. You never know your luck, do you? Anyway, I'm getting hungry now, and I'm definitely thirsty. I did get myself a Lucozade. I was feeling a bit sort of flopsy. I don't know whether you have them in the US. Sort of like an energy drink, really. I try not to drink many of them because they've got glucose in. Of course, me being diabetic, I shouldn't eat too much of it. But every now and again, I feel as though I need a little lift, you know, a bit of glucose. So, we shall see. Right, have a good weekend. I hope you're having a nice crafty one. And if you're not having a crafty one, I hope you're doing something with the family and you're enjoying yourself. That's the main thing. Just do what makes you happy. I love being on my own and it's so beautifully quiet in here. Yay! And it's Sunday morning tomorrow, so I can have a lie-in and have my bacon. I love my bacon. And I might even go mad and have an egg. Really slimming, Janet. What are you thinking about? Bye for now.